Are you looking for a way to help your brick-and-mortar business drive more traffic and increase your sales? Look no further than the Receipt Paper Podcast. In this podcast, Joanne and Kyle provide their sage advice on how to make your brick-and-mortar store the hottest spot in town. Whether you're just launching a new business or trying to grow an existing one, these informative episodes will leave you inspired. In each episode, Joanne and Kyle take on a different topic related to running a successful business. They offer practical tips based on their own experience as owners of multiple brick-and-mortar locations. So whatever challenges you're facing, they have actionable advice for you. From finding a location and executing your build-out, to merchandising and customer experience, to sales and marketing, Joanne and Kyle have you covered. With helpful advice from these experienced entrepreneurs, you are sure to learn how to increase your sales and have your business running out of receipt paper in no time. Let's dive right in.
Hello and welcome to episode number 24 of the Receipt Paper Podcast. My name is JoJo and I will be your host for today's topic, which is all about Instagram. Before we dive into one of my all-time favorite topics, I did want to give a shout out to our sponsor, Tap Mango. Tap Mango is a tool that we have used inside of our business from day one. It is our preferred and recommended loyalty and rewards program. It does an incredible job of collecting customer data, rewarding the customer for coming in and getting them back through the doors of our business. So if you want to check out Tap Mango and get a free demo, visit masterbrick-and-mortar.com/tapmango. All right, let's get to today's topic. It is one that I am super passionate about. If you know me, you know I love all things marketing, and I love when I find something that really works. And Instagram is something that I did not dive into when we first opened, but over the years, I started studying Instagram and really focusing on my efforts there. And I saw a great return on my time spent on Instagram. So if you are in Brick and Mortar Academy, which is our program that walks you through everything you need to know about getting started and opening a brick and mortar business, one of the things that I talk about there in our marketing module is really knowing where your demographic is. Where is your demographic hanging out? That's where you want to be marketing. So for you, it may not be Instagram, but after today's podcast episode, you may find that it may be more worth your while than you think. So if you are using Instagram, I think that you might learn some new things today. And if you haven't even gotten started with Instagram, you might see why it would be great for you to do so after today's episode. So when we first started, we were primarily using Facebook. And while I think it's great to have a Facebook business page just so you're relevant and people know you're there, when you spend a lot of time on Facebook, unfortunately, as a business owner, when you are promoting and posting on a business page, they don't show it to many of your followers. So you can work really, really hard to grow your following on Facebook, but Facebook in nature, their algorithms, they promote personal pages over business pages to keep that spam type feeling, and they want you to invest in Facebook ads. So unfortunately, it only shows to a very, very tiny, small percentage. So I was finding, oh my gosh, spending all this time posting on my Facebook business page and no one's seeing it. I'm getting like one like and we have 2,000 followers, and it just was getting frustrating. Now, I am a big proponent of Facebook ads and we will talk about that at a later date. I do think that that works well, but that costs money. So if you're looking for a low-cost way to promote and utilize social media, Instagram is it. So we started using Instagram and started really pushing strategies on there, started learning and researching and finding ways to increase our followers and increase our engagement. And I saw that it was working. It's so much easier to reach a lot more people, I found, on Instagram than Facebook. I also found that people could find us more because Instagram, they don't just have to be following you to see your posts. They can be searching relevant hashtags. They can be just in your local city or area and find your post. They can be you can be tagged in people's stories. Your stories or reels will be recommended to other people when they aren't even following you. So what you do on Instagram is just so much more worth your while. So for those of you who may not be super familiar with Instagram, it is a social media website that does allow you to reach your local community. So you will post engaging content related to your store or your products, upcoming events. You'll share your story on there, showing behind the scenes and things like that. And I'm going to dive in today into some of those specific ideas. But this is a great way to reach people that are close to you and near you in your local city, increase your foot traffic, and build a loyal customer base. Instagram is a lot more visual in nature, and a lot of people are getting more drawn to video and especially photos. But I think we all see a big boom in things like reels right now. So, Instagram is really pushing their reels. So, a lot of people are there and using it. To find things that they like or things that they want to do. Instagram's also a very powerful tool for when you want to run promotions or contests, or you're running a sale. It's just a great way to get people through the doors of your business. But one of the issues that I find when talking to brick and mortar business owners is that they are not reaching local followers. So many brick and mortar business owners are out there just using Instagram, and they might have a huge following, but some of them are all over the United States, or they don't have any following at all, and they're looking to grow their local following. And that's the key, is if you're a brick and mortar physical business, you want to reach the people that are near your business. It's not going to help you if you're in Texas, but you have a huge following in, Wyoming and California and Florida, right? So if you do have an online um, hybrid model, then of course you'll want to reach people everywhere. And you may not want to always reach people locally, but you probably want to do a little bit of both. So today's episode, I'm going to be diving in to about 6 strategies that are specific to finding local followers on Instagram. So these are the things that I want you to do on Instagram to ensure that when you're posting videos or reels or stories even, that you are reaching those people that are near your business so that your efforts are more worthwhile. And after I share these 6 strategies, I'm going to share a bonus strategy with you, something that we've been doing that has been working really well for our business. So I hope you enjoy these strategies, but I'm going to go ahead and dive in here. So, the first one is that when you post on Instagram, whether it is a reel or a video or just a static graphic post, you can tag the city that you are in. So, this is what I see so many people posting and not taking advantage of. It's super easy. Right as you are filling out the caption for your post, underneath there, it will say tag your city. So I want you to get as specific as possible, your exact relevant zip code city, tag it in every single post, not just once a month, not just your first post when you open. Every single time you post, you should be tagging your city. So what this does is now people that are local in that city that are searching for things, it's going to recommend that post and pop up to people in your local area. So you're 20 times more likely to reach people in your specific city if you are tagging your city. So if you're not tagging your city, start doing so in every single post. All right. Number 2 is use local hashtags. So a lot of people, there's big debate out there. Are hashtags still relevant? And yes, from the research I've done, hashtags are still relevant. They're still useful on Instagram. But I want you to take it a step further and not just use regular hashtags, but really look for local, geo-specific hashtags. So how you can do this is if you actually go on Instagram and search hashtag and your city, so like hashtag Dallas, it will pop up a bunch of recommendations. So it might say like hashtag Dallas foodies, hashtag Dallas bloggers, hashtag Dallas hairstylists, hashtag Dallas photographers. All these different recommendations will pop up. And find the ones that are relevant. Obviously, if you have nothing to do with photography, you're not going to want to do that. But if it's hashtag, Dallas events, hashtag Dallas things to do, hashtag Dallas shops, whatever it may be, and use different, like for me, since we're in the Dallas area, I don't just do hashtag Dallas, I'll do hashtag DFW, hashtag Dallas Fort Worth. We are in a suburb called Coppell, so I'll do hashtag Coppell. So look for those relevant hashtags. Sometimes I'll just do hashtag the city. So hashtag Coppell, and then I'll do hashtag Coppell TX, hashtag Coppell and spell out Texas, TEXAS. So just use those relevant hashtags to continue to hit those people that are following those hashtags, which are obviously going to be most likely people that live within that area. So I want you to go on the search bar in Instagram, see what hashtags are out there, and start using them. I like to create a little list that I just keep in the notes of my iPhone. I'll copy and paste those hashtags and put them on the relevant posts. That way that they're right there and handy for me. And don't be afraid to use them. Use them in your posts. They are still relevant and worthwhile. All right. Let's move on to number 3. So this is one that I started doing more recently, and it's talk about your city in your posts. So a lot of Instagram is now using search engine optimization to identify what's relevant within your caption. So used to your captions weren't really that searchable, but now they are. So if talk about your city in your posts. Some examples would be things like, hey, DFW, are you looking for something fun to you? Hey, Dallas Metroplex, here's your new favorite wellness routine. If you're in Dallas looking for this, whatever item or product or whatever it may be, but talk about your city in your post because those captions are now searchable. So when people are searching for whatever that might relevant topic or product or service is, they will be able to more easily find you. All right. Number 4 is post your reviews. So this is a strategy that I absolutely love because as you start to grow your following on Instagram, there's no better thing to do than show testimonials of people that had a great experience and to get your following into your business. So anytime we get a review like on Google or Facebook or Yelp or anytime one pops up, I will take that review and post it into my stories. And then what I do is I also will highlight it. And so, if you're familiar with Instagram, they have a feature where you can highlight your stories. That way it stays on your page for all of time. So I will highlight it under a category that's called testimonials. So people can go there and look at those testimonials anytime. And then I'll also throw it into a post. So it's a great one where you can use in all these different ways, but it does so much to build confidence and boost your reputation and get people thinking, man, I want to go in there. Like I love seeing testimonials. There's nothing better for a brick and mortar business for you to post testimonials. So when you get a review, I want the first thing you think to be, about to be, okay, I'm going to go post this now. So turn around, post that. It's content that you don't have, gonna have to go do anything. You just post it. You don't have to create it. So it makes it super easy, but it's great for getting people engaged and wanting to come into your business. All right. Number 5. Encourage your customers to post and tag you in the post. I've seen some businesses even offer a discount or some sort of special or freebie for doing this. We did do this for a period of time, especially when we had first opened, where we would say, tag us in your post on Instagram and we will give you, 10% off. I forget what the exact discount was. Now, this does work best if you make them post while they are in your store. Have them post. We would just say something like, go ahead and post and show it to me, and I'll give you your discount right now. That kind of thing. If you, ask them to do it later, it may not happen. So just go ahead and have them do it in your business. You can also, within your business, like have your store hashtag or store Instagram account. There's some really cute like signage you can make for that just says, tag us on Instagram with hashtag float Capel or whatever your business name or hashtag is. And that will encourage people to think of that, prompt them to think of that while they're in their store, especially if your business has like a cute photo op spot. I always like to put like a sign right by that photo spot because it really gets people posting, and people love posting on Instagram what they're doing if they're doing something fun. So just give them that opportunity to easily tag you by making that readily available for people to find you. So encourage your customers. I always, especially if people tell me as they're leaving, like, wow, we had an incredible experience today. I'll say, thank you so much. We'd love if you shared your experience with us in a review or tagged us on social media. And people will do that as a way to say thank you. They want to support your business. So don't be afraid just to simply ask people. They will do it for you. Okay. And our 6th and final strategy is one that takes a little bit more time and effort, but this is one that the long over the period, it's worth investing in, is what I'm trying to say here. So, this is a strategy that we started doing to really, really grow our following. This is how I went from 1,000 to 10,000 followers in a pretty short amount of time. So how it works is what you do is you find those local hashtags or your specific location. So you can search on Instagram by a specific location, like I would go search Coppell, Texas, and you would see everyone on there who has posted and also tagged the location of Coppell. This also works for hashtags. If I went to hashtag Coppell events or hashtag DFW, I can see everybody who recently has posted using that hashtag. And then when you go through that, you search it and that list pops up. What you'll do is like and comment on those people's pages because these are people who are most likely near your business. So this gets people looking at your page. When you go to Instagram and you get a notification that somebody has liked or commented on your photo, you see their name, and sometimes you'll go click on that profile. Oh, who was liking me or who commented? Who is this? And you go and then you find yourself on that page exploring who that was. So that's what this strategy is doing, is you are liking and commenting on people that are near you, and they are seeing your business name pop up in their notifications. It will say, Float Capel has liked your photo. Float Capel commented, great idea, whatever it may be. And then somebody will go click on your business page. Now they've seen your business, they've seen your name, and they see your post. And this is an incredible way to grow your following, especially for those people local to you. So the key here is you need to go search for those local locations, like your specific city or your local hashtags. Now, my rule of thumb is typically to like 3 photos and comment on one of them. The reason I do this is if you just like one photo or just one comment, the notification only pops up once. And for them to see, oh, wow, this person was liking 3 of my photos and they commented, like it's going to come up as 4 different notifications. And then they're going to be really intrigued, right? Like, who the heck is this liking my stuff, so rule of thumb there, like 3 photos and 1 comment. So I will comment things like emojis, just a simple emoji, a fire emoji, a hands up emoji, or I'll post compliments like, great post, awesome job, thanks for sharing. You want it to be relevant to what they're talking about, right? But just something simple, short, and sweet. This is something that I used to do while I was watching TV at night. I would just go search the location and just start scrolling down, like 3 times, comment, like 3 times, comment. It can be a little time consuming, but like I said, it is so worth your while. Now, if you don't have the time and you're like, Jojo, this sounds really ridiculous, you can actually hire people to do this and it's not that costly. So what I do now is I go to Upwork. Upwork is it's literally a website where you can hire out and find people to do certain things. It's literally spelled UPWORK. You go there and you can search for social media engagement experts. People do this for a living, so you will find them on there. Their bios will say something like, "Will help you grow your Instagram by liking and commenting, relevant followers." So most of them only charge anywhere from $5 to $10 an hour, which a lot of these people are in third world countries where this is a great minimum wage for them, that they can actually make a lot of money. So you don't need to feel guilty about the rates. It pays them well. So I've hired this out many, many times. I still do it right now. I just have somebody like 5 to 10 hours a week out there doing it for me. And week over week, our Instagram following is growing and I don't even have to do anything. So if you do hire out, make sure that you give them very, very specific local hashtags as well as locations and make sure they stay to that because remember, we are not trying to get followers all over the United States. We want these specific ones. And then also, you have to sometimes let them know if you want them. Some people will do this strategy by following people and then unfollowing them later. I'm not a big fan of that personally. I'd rather just stick to the liking and commenting. That's more my style. I think it's more ethical. And the unfollowing thing, I'm just not a big fan of it. So feel free to try it out. You can grow your following that way, but just know that a lot of these experts and people that work on Instagram, they will be used to doing that. So let them know what you want them to do. You will also want to be very specific when you hire someone to tell them what types of comments you want them to make. So I'd give them some ideas of how you want it to come off. You want it to be encouraging or motivating or, specific to what you want to get people through your doors. This is a strategy I am a big believer in. I know it sounds like a lot, but it can be quite simple. So try doing it yourself while you're watching TV for an hour and see how it works out. Or jump on Upwork and look into hiring someone just for a couple hours a week to start out with, just to watch it grow. Now, if you are hiring someone or doing it yourself, track your followers month over month to see how they're growing, or even week over week if you want. And to make sure it's worth your while, I'm always about tracking to make sure that things are working. But this is one that I love. I have been using this method for 5 years and it has worked great for our business pages. Okay, let's recap these 6 strategies, and then I've got a bonus one for you here. So stick with me. Okay, number 1 was tag your city in every single post, video, photo, no matter what it is. I want you to tag your city. Number 2 is use local relevant hashtags. So go on Instagram, use that search bar, type in your city, see what hashtags are popular, and start using them within your posts. Number 3 is talk about your city in the caption of your post. Instagram uses the search engine to read what is in your caption. So don't be afraid to talk about your city or use your city name in your captions. Number 4 was when you get reviews, post them on Instagram, put them in your stories, put them in a post, highlight them so people can find them later. This is a great way to build your reputation and get people through the doors of your business who are following you. Number 5 is encourage your customers who are within your business to post and tag you on Instagram, whether that be in their stories or in a post, but make it easy for them to do so. And you can even entice them with some sort of discount or something within your store. Number 6 is the liking and commenting method. So this is searching for people who are using those local hashtags or under that specific location, liking 3 photos, adding 1 comment, and this in return increases your following. You can do this on your own, or you can hire out this process on Upwork, or there might be other sites where you can do this as well. But it's a great way to increase that local following. Okay, I promised you a bonus strategy here, and this is one that has been working huge. So we all know Reels are the new big thing. I know I can get caught up on Instagram looking at Reels for an hour if I let myself. I just keep scrolling and scrolling and scrolling. So video is really, really where it's at right now. And if you are only using static posts, I really encourage you to start using video. And I promise you it doesn't have to be as hard as you think. And the reason I love this is because your reel will be recommended to people who are relevant to you. So it will recommend, if you are in the wellness industry, it's going to recommend it to people who are into wellness because they also have found themselves liking and commenting on other wellness reels. If you are, it's about a local event, it's going to recommend it to people local to you. It's going to use those algorithms to recommend your reel, even if they're not a follower. So that is the key here. They don't have to be a follower to see your reel. So it's so worth your while. I have reels that I have created, and months and months later, I'm still getting likes and comments on them because that reel is still being recommended to people. So it doesn't have to be complicated. I know a lot of us think that reels have to be these really detailed video, edited videos, but they don't. So what I want you to do is just start looking at reels and just see ones that you like. But one of my favorite, most easiest things to do is just get about 10 to 15 or up to 30, but I don't really like the super long ones, but 30 seconds of what they call B-roll. So B-roll isn't like you talking to the screen, it's literally just you doing something. So record yourself maybe unpacking inventory at your business, record yourself cleaning your store, maybe record yourself entering something in on your POS, record yourself talking to a customer. You may want to get approval if their face is in it, but just anything that you're doing around your business, any sort of behind the scenes, if you do services, just doing something. And so that doesn't really take too much effort from you. It's not like you have to talk face to camera, but just record yourself in some sort of B-roll and then just put some text over it. Like there's so many out there, and you can go find the ones you like and just steal the exact same frameworks that they're using, like point of view, and then put it in your text, or 10 things people ask before they buy this product, or behind the scenes of how we prepare for this service, or this is a story about someone who has transformed their life through this. This is a story about somebody who opened a bakery and, now gets to make donuts, or here's how we decorate our donuts. Any sort of behind the scenes, people love that stuff. So I don't want you to get intimidated thinking that you have to be face to camera for these reels. You really don't. So just try to, throughout the week, start filming yourself doing some simple tasks and use this as B-roll and just add in some text, throw in some music, and post. I want to encourage you to try to create at least one reel a week and maybe increase from there, but task yourself with just one a week, and you might be amazed by how many people are actually seeing your reel, and it really will help your customers get it more, build a better relationship with you, but also help you reach more people on Instagram. All right. I hope you liked that bonus strategy. I really want you to challenge yourself to start implementing some of these strategies. If you're not using Instagram at all, maybe your goal is just to go create an Instagram page and just start posting. If you are using Instagram, then I encourage you to look at some of these more advanced strategies like the liking and commenting on people's photos and creating reels to really up your game and start growing that following. Okay, if you enjoyed this episode, I love if you send us a DM on Instagram so I can hear all about it. But I hope you enjoyed this one, and I will be back next week with more insights for you. Enjoy.
Thanks for tuning in to the Receipt Paper Podcast, your go-to source of information for starting and growing a successful brick-and-mortar business. Subscribe to hear future episodes and share this content so that more people can access these valuable insights. If you're looking for more resources to help you with your brick-and-mortar business, visit masterbrickandmortar.com or follow us on Instagram at masterbrickandmortar. Thanks again for listening to the Receipt Paper Podcast. We'll see you in the next episode.